where best friends and next-door neighbors, Willow and Lillian, spill the tea on murder, mysteries, and other things that go bump in the night. So get your favorite teacup ready, and let's get into it. Welcome to Cruelty Podcast. This is Lillian, and with me is Merris.
Hello.
Because it's Merris Monday.
Yeah.
Happy Faja's Day to
Thank
all
you.
you daddies out there. Yeah.
Mm.
And stepdaddies.
That's
and
me.
Fur daddies. But
No,
what?
not them.
What the guys who have pets? They can be a dad.
Fine.
I just don't give a shit. If you are you a woman but you have big dad energy? Happy Father's Day to you too.
Hell yeah.
Okay, so we can't do video just yet, but we're doing it like as soon as possible, just an update. We just have to get our equipment all sorted and the space all sorted, but we're like on our way.
Yeah, we're like 99% there.
We are literally
And
like,
this time we're
almost
not
there.
like making it up. We
No,
really
I've been
are.
like doing nothing but working on this shit.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit shorter, but it was so interesting, and it's one of those things I heard about like in the 90s and early 2000s that really fascinated me, and the mystery wasn't solved, but it's been solved.
Oh, okay. And I don't know what this is?
No, you don't. This is the case of the toxic woman.
No, I don't know what the fuck this is.
And no, it's not me. Okay.
Oh.
So, trigger warnings for this are just medical horror. Yeah.
Horror.
Just medical stuff. Cancer, death,
Wow.
nerve gas stuff. It's just it's a lot. So if you're grossed out by medical stuff, this is not for you. Run away.
Gotta go.
So normally, like on Merris Mondays, we cover the supernatural.
Is this not supernatural?
It used to be thought to be supernatural.
Oh.
So, whatever. So on February 19th, 1994, at 8:15 p.m., a 31-year-old woman named Gloria Ramirez arrived at the Riverside General Hospital in Riverside, California. In less than an hour, whatever was wrong with her would end up leaving 23 people injured, 5 people hospitalized, and Gloria dead. There was, and still is, no real definitive explanation for the mysterious condition Gloria had. The cause of her death, or why it also injured and nearly killed so many people. However, all these years later, it seems we may have a pretty good theory as to what happened in Gloria Ramirez's terrifying case.
All right. Sounds good.
I'm sure most of you have heard this story before on Reddit or old YouTube videos from the early aughts. It's largely portrayed as some sort of conspiracy or supernatural event. And here on Merris Mondays, we eschew the mundane.
Yeah, eschewing. I don't know what that is, but we do it.
Well, it means we don't like it.
We don't like it.
But in this case, the truth is actually stranger than fiction. And I guess science is okay. Okay, fine. It's cool. Whatever.
I guess.
But I'm an idiot, so I'd rather just say ghosts.
I like
but here we are.
pseudoscience better. It's more fun.
This is pseudoscience, to be fair.
All right.
Yes. I don't know how fun it is.
Oh.
But whatever. 3 weeks before her trip to the hospital, Gloria had been diagnosed with cervical cancer. And unfortunately, her prognosis was grim.
Boo.
And there wasn't much they could do in the way of treatment because it had already spread. And cervical cancer, especially back in the 90s, was a kind of a death sentence largely.
Yeah.
On February 19th, she called an ambulance for shortness of breath and heart palpitations. So she was rushed to the hospital. And on the way, they're giving her oxygen and everything. At the hospital, Gloria is absolutely delirious. She's not making any sense at all. So doctors sedate her because her heart rate is also erratic and too high. But the sedation doesn't seem to be helping her heart at all. Doctors decide then to use a defibrillator in order to shock her heart back into a normal rhythm.
That just seems really dangerous.
This is common practice.
Okay.
I looked it up.
All right, because I was
So-
like, it's going too fast. Let's hit it with some electricity.
I don't know if any of y'all have ever been in an emergency situation in the hospital, but they cut your clothes right off.
Yeah, I've had that
They
happen.
make you naked.
Had to happen.
And they made her naked, and they noticed that there is a strange oily sheen on her skin.
Uh-oh.
And they determine it's like too viscous and thick to be sweat. It's kind of slimy. But at this stage, they can't worry about that shit.
She got Vaseline on her.
Yeah, they think she's just put on some lotion or body oil, and they move to use the chest paddles on Gloria.
Oh, this is going to go bad, isn't it?
Oh, this goes real fucking
Oh,
bad.
man.
As they're getting ready to use the chest defibrillator, like, they use it on her, like, junk, clear, beep, beep, however they work. That's a terrible noise.
Yeah.
Then, and right after, a nurse is drawing her blood, and another nurse is at her face, like, checking respiration and all that. They're giving her oxygen, and she notices there's a very, very strong smell of garlic issuing from her mouth. And it's not like she fucking had bruschetta for lunch.
I mean, that's good.
It is.
Yeah.
This is intense, like unnaturally intense. Like people across the other side of the room could smell the garlic smell.
Wow.
But Gloria's condition is now critical, and they just don't have time to worry about garlic odor or the
She
weird
could be a
shiny...
vampire.
Vampire wouldn't have garlic, Brad.
Oh, yeah.
That was the dumbest thing you've said. Maybe
I'm
in
here
your
to be
life.
dumb.
So they don't have time to worry about like her oiliness or any of that. They're just trying to save her life. So when the other nurse goes to draw her blood, as she's doing so, she complains of a strong odor of ammonia coming from the syringe. The nurse passes it to a medical student named Julie. As Julie looks at it and studies the sample, she notices there are these weird yellowish-brown crystals floating in the blood.
That seems messed up.
Julie and the nurse kind of step aside, and they're discussing, like, what the fuck, right? And as they're doing so, the nurse, whose name is Susan, straight up passes out.
Wow.
The attending physician, Dr. Ochoa, catches Susan like a badass
Wow.
before she can hit the ground, and he gently shakes her until she regains consciousness.
Yeah.
When Susan wakes up, she says her face feels like it's on fire.
Wow.
Julie, the medical student, says she's feeling sick to her stomach, so she leaves the ER room and goes to a nurse's station outside.
To the ER. She goes into a different ER room for herself.
Yes. And she's sitting there trying to, like, not, puke everywhere. And a passing nurse notices, like, Julie's not doing so hot. And she's like, hey, honey, are you okay? And, like, Julie opens her mouth to say, fucking no. But she passes clean out. She just passes out.
Wow,
Boom.
Julie. Get it together.
She can't. While all this is happening, Maureen Welch, a respiratory nurse who is administering oxygen to Gloria, faints.
This is chaos. It's just all
It
chaos
gets worse.
now. Wow.
Now everyone in the room is starting to feel ill. They are throwing up. People are passing out. So a gas leak is suspected. So the entire emergency wing is evacuated to the parking lot.
Yep.
However, as the evacuation is taking place, Dr. Ochoa, along with some nurses, choose to stay behind in the room to continue to try and save Gloria's stinky life. Sadly, nothing they do works.
Yeah.
And at 8:50 p.m., Gloria is pronounced dead.
Oh.
Now, hospital staff believed that whatever had caused 3 people to lose consciousness had come from Gloria herself. They believed that her body still posed a threat. They don't know what kind of pathogen is going on here.
It's like the alien, from Brazil. That's what it's like.
It is. It's stanky like that.
Yeah.
And slimy. What? But so, and I propose that this is connected, and we'll discuss this at the end.
She is an alien?
She is not.
Damn it.
But I think it's connected, and I'll explain.
Okay.
One of the people, so they're moving it to a quarantine room, and one of the people who moved Gloria's body, a woman named Sally, started vomiting uncontrollably after moving her.
I mean, we've all been there vomiting uncontrollably, right?
I did that just this morning.
Yeah.
She also said her skin felt like it was burning. In order to try and figure out what was happening, a team dressed in hazmat suits investigated the emergency room Gloria had been in. This team found no gas leak, nothing biological that could have caused people to get sick. There were no chemicals. There was nothing. It was determined that Gloria alone was the carrier of whatever it was that sickened people. To prevent further contamination or ill effects, her body was sealed in an aluminum casket.
Wow.
And despite this, 23 people reported feeling sick and 5 hospital staff were hospitalized.
Yeah. At least they didn't have to go far.
No, they were right there.
Yeah.
Susan, the nurse, had to spend 10 days in the hospital. Julie, the medical student, spent 2 weeks in the hospital.
Yeah.
Why? What in the fuck happened? Why?
What happened?
An autopsy was performed a week later, and this was to make sure if there were any biological or bacterial pathogens,
Right.
they would die.
Yeah.
And so, and her body would be safe to be around. And all the same, they was still wearing hazmat suits.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. The strangest thing they found? Nothing. Yes, she had cancer, but she didn't have a virus.
Why was she slimy?
Oh, we're going to get to it.
Okay.
She didn't have a fungal infection, bacterial infection, or anything of the sort.
Garlic infection.
She wasn't radioactive. She had Tylenol, codeine, lidocaine, and Tigan in her system.
That's a lot of stuff.
Yes, but these are standard medications for cancer patients.
Okay.
Tigan, if you're not familiar with it, is for nausea, which happens with chemotherapy.
Yeah.
It breaks down in such a way that it does put ammonia in the blood.
Okay.
Which would explain away the odor from the blood draw.
Right.
It did not, however, explain the pale brown crystals.
Yeah,
in
I was
the
about to say there's little guys in there.
little buddies in your
There's
blood.
little buddies in her blood.
You don't want buddies in your blood.
You do not. No.
The autopsy was mainly to figure out Gloria's cause of death, and it was revealed that she had died of heart problems due to kidney failure and liver failure.
Oh, I was like, because they electrocuted her heart or something.
No, cancer and her meds drove her into these situations. So they thought. But actually, that's not what happened. But we'll get there.
She's an alien.
No.
I know you said no.
The strange smell, the oil, the crystals in her blood, none of these things seemed related to the cause of her death and were a mystery. Gloria's body was sealed up again and quarantined for 5 weeks until another autopsy could be performed. Samples of her blood and tissues were taken. The Department of Health was there as well to investigate the bizarre incident. Nothing was revealed to the Department of Health like that, so they concluded it was mass hysteria.
I just don't accept that.
23 people got sick, 5 were hospitalized. It was all a shared delusion, which sounds perfectly reasonable.
No, it doesn't.
Right?
No.
Here's some fun misogyny. So they interviewed 34 people who had been at the hospital that day. Most of those who were struck ill were women or people that hadn't eaten that day. So they were like, yeah, women sure are crazy, huh? And not eating leads to hanger and possible psychosis. So
I've been there.
y'all fainted and spent 2 weeks in the hospital because you're a delicate flower prone to hysterics.
You probably also had your monthlies.
Yeah, I love that for us.
Uh-huh.
The investigators were women, so I gotta love when we go ahead and chew our own faces off. That's cool.
No.
The conclusion didn't sit right with the people who had suffered at the hospital that day.
Yeah.
They called BS.
Yeah.
Julie, the medical student, developed hepatitis and a crazy vascular condition in her knees that rendered her unable to walk for a long time. And she's in
Whoa.
chronic pain for the rest of her life.
That's crazy. Poor
It
lady.
sure is. But no, it's just mass hysteria.
It's monthlies.
Right, her uterus flew around.
Yeah.
Later, an independent lab ran her tissue and blood samples through a lot of tests. They just tested for, literally everything. Usually tests aren't going to look for everything, but these did.
Yeah.
And the only result that they found was dimethyl sulfone.
I don't know what the cell phones is.
This chemical can be found naturally in the body. And it's a product of digestion when you eat a lot of eggs, which have sulfur in them.
Okay, I get you.
Or vegetables sometimes.
Yeah.
Then you likely have a larger amount of this compound in your body, but it doesn't really explain the garlic smell or people passing out.
Yeah.
It's also a harmless chemical in literally any amount. The only way it could kill you is if a ton of it dropped on your head. But most people only have tiny trace amounts in their bodies.
Yeah.
Gloria had 3 times the usual amount in her system.
Maybe she loved eggs.
6 weeks after her last day alive, the chemical degrades every 3 days.
Okay.
So that means at the time of her death, it would have likely been hundreds of times the normal amount.
Okay, I get you.
But again, I do reiterate, this is not a compound that makes people sick.
No, maybe it's a side effect of something.
Oh, we're going deep.
Dang.
So a research scientist took up this case and he researched it for years and years and discovered there was something known as dimethyl sulfoxide, which is similar to dimethyl sulfone, 1 oxygen atom apart. We're going to call it the sulfoxide one DMSO.
I was going to call it Fox and the other one's cell phone.
No.
Okay.
This was used in old-timey medicine for just about everything, including pain relief. And guess what, y'all? We have this compound in our medicine cabinet.
Oh, okay.
It's that sulfur-smelling ointment for when pets get a cut or something.
Yeah, we have that.
It includes that compound.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of want to throw it in the trash after this, but you'll see why.
Okay.
However, in the 60s, it was discovered that prolonged and frequent use of DMSO could cause damage to your eyes, like the lens specifically. So the FDA then blacklisted it as a treatment by itself. It could be compounded with other things, but not alone.
Mm-hmm.
We still use DMSO in topical ointments and whatnot. DMSO is an alternative medicine, like a muscle balm.
Yeah. It's a cream that we have.
Yes.
We used it on the dog before.
Yes. In the 80s, it had a resurgence because some researchers thought it could make a good cancer treatment. It was in papers and on 60 Minutes, so a lot of people from that time thought it would be a viable treatment for cancer. And Gloria had a bad prognosis,
So
and she was
used
desperate.
a bunch of it?
But that's not all DMSO can be used for. Because if you go and get a balm, like from the store that contains this stuff, it would not have enough for cancer-fighting properties.
Right.
In its concentrated state, it's also a strong degreaser for cleaning. It is sold in hardware stores, usually in a gel form, and it is highly, highly concentrated. And guess what it smells like?
The sulfur stuff?
Garlic.
Garlic. Okay. There's a lot of smells here.
There are some smells going on in this episode.
Okay.
And when DMSO is a gel, it looks like baby oil or lotion.
So she put it all over herself.
Yes. Gloria used the DMSO gel as an alternative cancer treatment. It changed into the dimethyl sulfone with the introduction of oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So that on her way to the hospital, they've got the oxygen mask on. So it's now a different compound inside her.
Okay.
As she's at the hospital and the respiratory nurse putting the oxygen mask on.
Mm-hmm.
And this is why they didn't find the dimethyl sulfone in her, system.
Because of the oxygen?
Yes.
Okay.
DMSO also at room temperature crystallizes.
Okay.
That's why the crystals were in her
That's why
blood.
the little buddies were in her blood.
Yeah, but there's a problem with this theory.
Yeah, there's a lot going on. Yeah.
DMSO is not toxic, even at its highest concentrations. There is no way it could sicken 23 people.
Mm-hmm.
But there's another chemical in this family, DMSO4, dimethyl sulfate. And this is toxic. It's a frickin' nerve gas.
Mm-hmm.
It was used in World War I as chemical warfare. DMSO4 only needs 10 minutes of exposure to just a gram of it and you die.
Wow.
And all of the symptoms listed by stricken hospital staff match symptoms of exposure to DMSO4.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow, the gel she put on herself just morphed into this nerve gas?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's not quite that simple.
Okay.
You can't just add oxygen the other two to change it.
Right.
And it's just some science reasons why that is. And none of us here understand that. And I'm not going to stumble through it because I'm stupid.
This is a very chemistry strong episode.
It's important.
Okay.
So just trust me.
Yeah, I don't know no chemistry. I don't know nothing.
It takes 365 degrees to break it down and vaporize it, and a lot of energy to transform DMSO into DMSO4.
Mm-hmm.
Like the energy released in a defibrillator.
The defibrillator killed us all.
So she was covered in this DMSO gel.
Yeah.
They put paddles on her chest.
Yeah.
It's been changed into the other one because
From
of the oxygen
mask. Yeah.
And this effectively changed it from DMSO2 into DMSO4.
Uh-huh.
It vaporized it.
Yeah.
And effectively made her a human canister of nerve gas.
That's crazy.
Science, bitch!
This episode is very science.
I scienced all over you guys right
Wow.
now.
Ugh.
Now, this is only a theory. It can't be tested.
Just do it again. It'll be fun.
Though if anybody wants to do mad science on human guinea pigs, I have a list of names.
That's true. Yeah.
That I would really like to slather in that crap and defibrillate.
After we oxygen mask them.
After I oxygen mask you. And don't get hot about it. This is not sexy. You will not have a good time.
Somebody likes this.
Anyway, and yes, this is likely the cause of her death. She was nerve gassed to death and it stopped her heart.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Nerve gassed everybody else on the way out.
Now, I do want to note, it's important that her family says that Gloria never used DMSO gel, But there's just literally no explanation.
They're
that makes
lying.
sense.
They lying. Come on, why are you lying?
Or they didn't know. She didn't tell them.
Well, why are you arguing if you don't know? She definitely did.
Oh, for sure. And yes, like, there are tons of conspiracy theories about this stuff. They are literally full of so much brain rot and dum-dum. I'm not covering them. I'm not even going to mention them. So you can take them if you have them. And then you turn them sideways. And you put them right up your bum.
Dang.
Because I don't want to hear it. They're dumb.
They're stupid.
And I believe lots of dumb shit.
Yeah.
And it's beyond that for me. It's like
It was just a series of unfortunate circumstances.
Yeah. So it wasn't aliens or demon ghost jism. Womp womp.
Oh.
Unless. No, it wasn't. Poor
Oh.
Gloria. R.I.P.
Oh.
And I know this episode was short, but y'all, I had to record like 4 episodes in 2 days, and I'm fried.
Yeah.
I did 3 of them today.
That's a lot.
And my son visited.
Yeah.
And as I told Willow, we live in hell.
Mm-hmm.
There's no other explanation for why things are the way they are.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just going, we live in hell.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I mean, it's just normal to have this kind of day. It's a mild day for hell.
Yeah.
So now I'm going to go right into business time.
Business time.
I have some.
Whoa.
First of all, if you're listening on YouTube, thank you, baby.
Thank you.
Just hit that thumbs up.
Yeah.
You're going to like.
Hit a little harder.
Oh, harder. Hit it as hard as you can.
Yeah.
Subscribe.
Yeah.
Show me you're committed.
Subscribe. You're
Yeah,
the
sub.
You do
Yeah.
what I say. Yeah.
Oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
so aroused. Anyway, and then comment. Because
just
if you
do it.
don't, I'm going to be mad.
Yeah, you're supposed to do what we say now.
Mommy won't give you spankies if you don't subscribe.
No, you have to do it.
I won't step on you at all.
Yeah.
I will step away.
Stepping away.
What have I done to you?
I don't know, I'm tired.
Okay, so also it's Father's Day. Do you want to send Merris, who is a father?
I'm a Faja.
He's also daddy.
Yeah.
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 So you send daddy some money.
Yeah.
Yeah, just a little bit, like $5, so we can go
Some.
get, you don't want to know what we're going to do with it?
Pay our
We're gonna-
bills.
No.
Oh.
I can't pay the bill of $5.
I'm
We're
gonna
going
get
to
a
go.
sandwich.
Shut up.
Oh.
We're going to go to McDonald's.
Yeah.
And with like $7, we can buy a lunch for both of us, and we share it in the car.
It's cool.
And we watch videos on YouTube.
Yeah, like call me Kevin.
Yeah, call me Kevin. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're babies. I don't know what's
Yeah.
wrong with us.
Oh.
I'm an old woman, and I'm watching this shit.
I love Call Me Kevin.
He's really cute. If you haven't watched him, he's just cute and wholesome, and he makes me smile.
Yeah.
And he's Irish, and he's diddly when he talks, and that
Yeah.
amuses me. Anyway, that would help. But also, our Patreon, y'all, I just literally uploaded the craziest episode
Yeah.
about a catfish and a stalker. And it like blew Willow's mind. I don't know if that's indicative of it being good.
Yeah, it's not hard to do that.
No, it's not. She's very gullible. But it is a really interesting case, and it raises a lot of really interesting ethical questions. And Willow had a really good episode on there not too long ago. We just uploaded it, and that's the tea. So now's a really good time to become a patron.
Do it.
You'll get over 200 episodes.
200.
That's right.
So many.
So many. Also, please join our Discord and show me a picture of your dog or your cat or your bird or whatever kind of pet you got going on.
Aminal.
Your aminals. And I want to see what you made for dinner, even if it looks like shit. I won't
Yeah.
say it looks like shit. I'll say it looks fucking yummy. And I'm going to
might.
ask you for the recipe.
Yeah.
And we have actually a really good time in there, don't we, Merris?
Yes.
Me and Merris are in there every day. So come and say hello.
Hello.
And talk to other people who listen to this podcast. They are some of the coolest, nicest people ever. Like, for
Yes.
real. Like Alicia and Heather and Amber and Dominic, and I'm missing people.
Bunch of them.
Brain not work.
Brain tired.
Jamie.
Yeah.
I'm missing lots. But hey, I love you guys, and that's kind of who I talk to every day. So join our Discord and have some fun with
Yeah.
us. And I will have a much longer episode for you guys next. Well, not much longer, but like at least 20 minutes longer. But I just wanted to give you guys a little shorty one on Father's Day, because that's when we're recording it. And our next one, God willing, will be on the YouTubes.
The YouTube.
You can see my head. My head's so sweaty right now because it's
Yeah.
really hot here.
Hot.
I'm actually glad we didn't record today because we're in a heat wave.
Yeah.
So it's just been miserable.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know what's not miserable?
What?
My love for the listeners.
Our love.
Also, please check out Merris's podcast, Reality, where he goes on and talks about reality TV shows he watches.
Yeah.
We covered Naked and Afraid.
I might do another one because I just liked it.
It was really funny to me. That show is comedy gold. Plus, I want to know what you guys' PSR is.
I need to know.
What is your primitive survival rating?
Probably like 5. I don't know.
Yours?
Yeah.
Mine's a steady 0.
Yeah.
I will just die. I'm just going to lay down and not try until a snake bites me and I'm deceased.
That sounds like a good plan.
I'm not going to wipe my ass with a leaf.
No.
No. I'm just going to be dead. Anyway, if all you can do to support this podcast is listen, thank you. It means a lot to me, and I will see you next time.
Bye.
Us on your social media platform of choice. Linktree/cruelty has all of the links. Check out our Patreon for exclusive episodes, merch, ad-free episodes, live ghost hunts, and much more. Please be sure to subscribe. New episodes are uploaded weekly. Thank you so much. See you next time. Music and production by Libby.